Hey everybody, welcome on in to Sports Live in the 215. Today we'll discuss the Flyers 1 and 2 stretch in their last 3 games, and the final of which included a pretty big trade, which we'll discuss at the end of this pod. Um, the Flyers on Monday, they took care of business against New Jersey 4-2. Hold on. One scored. Um. Oh. Um. Yes. Scott Lawton scored. I believe. Travis Konechny scored. I the other two goal scorers are escaping me, but I thought I looked at the stats that night and I thought Sam Ersson, who I believe was the starting goalie that night, I thought he stood on his head. Um, I thought he was good. He had some slip ups, but overall I thought he was solid, and the offense definitely picked him up, and the Flyers got a nice 4-2 victory out of it, and um, we moved on to a couple days later against New Jersey. This time it was at the is that arena still called the Prudential Center? If it's not, I'll just call it the Prudential Center, and you guys can correct me in the comments. But yeah. Um, then the Flyers laid an absolute egg. In the first of the back-to-back against the New Jersey Devils. Uh, we got trounced by the score of 5-0, and the offense, defense, and goaltending all just looked anemic that night. The power play was awful. Um, like the we had so many. It just felt like we had so many scoring chances, and we just did not capitalize on them. Shout out to their goaltender. His name's escaping me, but um, yeah. Shout out to him. He played a terrific game. Um, and Sam Ersson, holy crap, dude, you sucked. You were awful. It's been like that's been like the 15th time this year that he's been he's been pulled for um Fedotov, and they they both they both are showing that they're serviceable backup goaltenders. They're not starting goalies at the NHL level. I'm sorry, they're just not. And I know maybe part of this sounds like me being on the Alexei Kolosov bandwagon, and I was for a while, but he just got demoted to the American Hockey League, so um, that certainly didn't work out. This team needs they need they need a gut check and fast. They need a couple big wins, a, a couple um, a couple obviously big 2-point nights, and hopefully we can get them soon because this season seems to be spiraling fast, and this fan base, this organization, this team just needs something to go right, even if it's kind of fluky, to just kind of breathe and reset themselves. I still think this team is maybe not a playoff team, but they're one of those teams that's right on the bubble, and then next year they'll be able to kind of pop that bubble and get into that bad boy. Um, but I believe a certain call up of a certain center we drafted this past draft, Jet Luchenko. Sorry. But yeah, hopefully we can call up Jet Luchenko and see what this kid can do. He's tearing it up at the junior hockey level. So, in my opinion, next year you give the kid a shot. You give the kid a real shot to see what he can do with this second opportunity. He had a full year of junior hockey seasoning under his belt. In with London, British Columbia, I believe, in the Canadian Hockey League. Yeah. But I applaud the Flyers in their new patient approach to prospects, because in this city our organizations aren't known for being very patient on the young player or prospect front. So it's good to see that they're really taking their time. They're developing these prospects instead of saying, you're drafted, we'll give you 1 year in the minors and then sink or swim, kid, good luck. No, that's what has landed the Flyers and the Phillies particularly in spots that they were in kind of a perpetual rebuild for a while. And now the Phillies are coming out of it thanks to hitting on free agents like Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber, Nick Castellanos, and guys like that. But hopefully the Flyers, their patient approach to team building and developing, it works out for them, because this city badly needs it. I just thought the defense in this second game against Jersey, it seemed like they almost played like they didn't tie up their skates without adult supervision. Oh my God, what are you guys doing? This is a Metro Division rival, and you come out like that, and you lay an egg. You basically leave your goaltender out to dry. Now, there were some saves that I believe Urson could have made that he did not. But the Flyers defense is also at fault for that loss. They were just absolutely putrid and horrible. So we kind of had to, after it became 4-0, I turned the game off. My focus was already on the New York Islanders on Thursday. So yeah. So and speaking of that Islanders game, yes, the defense again came out flat, but they had a little bit more juice because I forget who was the guy who laid that dirty hit on Paling. His name's escaping me, but the Flyers had maybe a little more juice to them, so it was good to see. And I think the defense definitely blocked more shots, but again, they had another stinker of a game, and it just feels like the Flyers are going one step forward, two steps back. They'll win 4 in a row, and then they'll lose 6 in a row, and then they'll win 2 in a row. It's just like, who are you guys? And they've got to find it soon, because I can see their season start to slip away if this continues. And the Flyers team, the Flyers coaches, the Flyers front office, and the Flyers fans just need a chance to really, really breathe and kind of collect themselves. And a few big wins in their next couple games could do that. Like you just have a couple nights where you maybe get a couple dirty work goals, or maybe convert on a power play. Wow, an NHL hockey team converting on a power play. What a concept. Jeez, I haven't seen that in a while. Um, but anyway, like they just need to do the little things right, like make tape to tape passes, um, like make sure they know where everybody else is, and everybody else is on the ice, not just the guy who has the puck, or the or like where your man who you're covering is. Um let's look at let's see where an, another guy is, like, in case there's a lapse in coverage, or what have you. So I just think this team needs to get back to the basics of hockey, making tape to tape passes, moving the puck well, and just get good grade A scoring chances. Once they do that, I think the mood of this fan base and this team will be tremendously uplifted. I just think I think the Flyers are struggling right now. And speaking of maybe struggling a little bit, Matvey Michkov, he was benched in the 3-0 loss against the New York Islanders, and he he had a little bit of a bite back to John Tortorella benching him, and hopefully it lights a fire under his ass. But because we need that kid, and like I don't want him being put in towards his doghouse, even if it's just for that one game, to like be a hit to his confidence. And towards his said, like, I want the kid to develop correctly, and I don't want to rush him. I don't want to play him in spots where I do not think he's ready. I do not think he understands certain situations at the NHL level. And while I, like most Flyers fans, want to see the kid play, I mean, um, I believe he has a chance to save hockey in Philadelphia. Um, like I do. I do think they're, again, taking the right approach as far as developing their young players, like giving them a break when they feel they need it. And maybe Matt Bay's starting to go through another little mini scoring drought. So maybe Torts felt like he needed a bit of a break. And um, I certainly can't fault a former either Jack Adams Award winner or a finalist for seeing that his young superstar player needs a break, and giving that to him. I think that's what makes John Tortorella frustrating for fans, but also what makes him a good coach. Is I feel like he's a great reader of people. And um, like a lot more hockey aficionados in the comments can kind of correct me if they feel any of my statements are invalid or false. But yeah, I thought that was maybe the right move for John Tortorella, and I will I'll definitely support him on the Matvey Michkov or really any young player, like helping the young guys kind of develop. So with that with that being said, um, I'm gonna spend maybe the final 5 minutes of this episode uh, talking about a big trade that the Flyers made, um, which kind of burst my bubble for future plans for the Flyers because I thought a great top line next year would be Joel Farabee, Matvey Michkov, and Jet Luchenko. But unfortunately, that's no longer going to happen because the Flyers sent Calgary Morgan Frost and Joel Farabee in exchange for 29-year-old Andrei Kuzmenko and 23-year-old Jacob Peltier. The Flyers also received a 2025 second-round pick and a 2028 seventh-round pick. I think it's a good deal for the Flyers. They got another veteran presence to add to this young locker room, and a guy that maybe Matvey Michkov has some chemistry with because he was Matvey's teammate in St. Petersburg in the KHL. So maybe Matvey has some chemistry with him, and he's on the final, or he's in the final year of his contract. So at the end of the year, he'll be a free agent. So the $5.5 million cap hit is, yes, big money for a guy who's, I believe, 29, but it's also the last year of his contract. And as for Peltier, he is a restricted free agent at the end of the year, which means if anybody makes an offer for him, the Flyers have a chance to match it. And why wouldn't they? The guy is only 23 years old. I think you'd be stupid to have a chance to match a player of a player of his potential, a player Jacob Peltier's potential, and not match it and just let him walk. But yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited for these two moves, and I really hope they work out. I think Andrei Kuzmenko and Matvey Michkov could really kind of create some magic on that top line. I know a lot of Kate's, Forrester, and Brink people say that's your top line, and it's really, really hard to argue with them because for like the last month they've been one of the best lines, not only for the Flyers. Well, they've been the best line for the Flyers, but they've been one of the best lines in the National Hockey League. So I can see the argument for people saying that the Brink, Forrester, Noah Cates line is your your best line. But we'll see. We'll see what kind of line combinations John Tortorella comes up with for both Andrei Kuzmenko and Jacob Peltier. And at like good luck to Morgan and Joel in Calgary. I know they'll be missed in the locker room. I saw a tweet from, I forget the account, but it was someone close to the Flyers or someone who covers the Flyers, and he was saying how before they all said goodbye to Joel and Morgan, they the whole team like had beers together. So reading that I thought was pretty cool. So obviously the Flyers had a tough stretch, but hopefully they can rebound from it. Welcome Jacob and Andre. Best of luck to Morgan and Joel. And as always, go Flyers.